What up, everybody? This is Dario Hunt from Living Life Fearless, and we are back. Today's date is November 23rd, 2017, and we are back with the podcast Music Files. With me, as always, is Mr. Doris Walker. Say what up.
What's good, everybody? Thank you for joining us. We're back again with some great conversation. Let me tell you, there's been a lot of stuff going on, and I can't wait to chop it up with Dario about it. So, back to you, Dario. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so we're recording, I said the 23rd. The 23rd is my time. I'm overseas.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's crazy. You guys don't understand. What's crazy about the dates is he's literally a day ahead of me when we record every time. Like, we're on 2 different days at the same... We're talking to each other at the same time, but on 2 different days.
Facts.
It's the 22nd for me.
So I'm recording in Thanksgiving, but really this show is taking place mentally the day before Thanksgiving, the night before Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about this.
Yeah.
This will probably go up after Thanksgiving because nobody's going to be having time to check anything online on Thanksgiving.
Facts.
So, yeah, there's a lot that's happened the last couple of weeks music-wise. Some big projects that I definitely want to talk about. Last show we talked about Big K.R.I.T in depth, and we discussed if we thought he had that definitive project yet, and if he's among the Kendricks and J. Cole's and Big Sean's of the world of hip hop yet. And I think we came to the conclusion both pretty unanimously that he has not had that definitive project, and he has since then released his double disc album,
Forever is a Mighty Long
Time. And I was gonna ask you, does he have that definitive project yet?
Hey, Forever is a Mighty Long Time. Hey, if we're going off Forever is a Mighty Long Time and all the rappers that we talk about, and those rappers that dropped this year, I'm gonna go ahead and say Big K.R.I.T's album is better than Big Sean's album. And if Big Sean's up there, then obviously Big K.R.I.T's up there. So it's not even a conversation after that.
Better than Big Sean, huh? I decided. Better than I decided.
Yes. Forever is a Mighty Long Time is better than I decided.
I can get with that.
Look, hey, that's no shade to Big Sean. Hey, look, okay, that sounds kind of fucked up. That sounds kind of fucked up to say. Look, I decided it's a great album. I liked it. I listened. I was running. Hey, all of it. Sacrifices with the Migos, Kelly Price, and What's the Price? All those songs. Those are the joints. But
you're confused because Kelly Price and What's the Price are on Migos album.
Oh my God! Did I just say the Migos? What was we just talking about? I was talking about Big
Sacrifices.
Sacrifices is on Big Sean's album, though.
Yeah, that's on Big Sean.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, so Sacrifices and whatever. I didn't really care about the Eminem song after I heard it 50 times, but I loved it. I wanted to listen to it 50 times. But what I'm saying about Big K.R.I.T song is I want to hear that shit forever. Like, there's some shit on there. Like, even just the Justin Scott intro. That shit alone, that I love that. Just that instrumental, that just
So are you calling this like his definitive album, his like career defining album so far?
This defines Big K.R.I.T's career. This lets us know his caliber. This has everything he's ever done well in it, and more.
So I would say I agree. This is his definitive album for me, for sure. Like, this is the one I said that he needed to like let people really know who he is, and it doesn't hurt that he's actually doing pretty well. Album sales wise, and people just talking about it wise. Like, he's got a good buzz from this album.
I bought it. I don't buy music, but I bought his album.
It's definitely what was needed. I don't think it's strayed too far from like his normal formula. which I
Mm-mm.
wasn't sure if it was gonna be like wholly different than what he's been doing so far.
Yeah.
But I think it's the most refined he's ever been on an actual album so far for sure, especially front to back. Um,
Yeah.
like I said last time, is that other albums have always had moments where it's just like boring or like just whole
Mm-hmm.
sections of the album that never really resonated with me. This
Right.
one, there are a couple songs that I don't particularly fuck with,
Yeah.
but as a whole, I fuck with it the most front to back. Like,
Right. There's maybe like two skippables for me, and that's almost a lot. Like this album is so good that there's like two, three top skippables for me. Unless I'm just like looking for like a few songs to give me a vibe for real quick, but like just to listen to it.
I mean,
And like so
it's hard to do a double album and not have some skippables on there.
I
It's
mean,
almost
it's
impossible.
not even. But to call it a skippable is just because it's not my vibe. Like 1999 is not my vibe. You
I
know,
fuck with
with
1999.
The Lloyd joint,
I
that's
think
not my
that might
vibe.
hug around be like one of his biggest hits yet,
I
honestly.
know that, but that's why it's not my vibe. It's because of the sound. Like I know that sound is popular. I don't like that sound. I'm not looking for that sound.
I fuck with it because he sampled uh, goddamn Juvenile.
Yeah, yeah. That's what was crazy. It was like, and it was good. It was still good. But oh, that's like a perfect segue into another artist. But we'll talk about him later.
Yeah.
Like Cyhi. But anyways, ooh,
Um,
artist from the South killing it.
but I think what was most impressive with the album is just he got bars, bro. Like people don't think he got bars.
He came in on the intro, slapped us in the face. He came in slow, and then he just jumped on us, right?
He
Like,
bodied a lot of tracks on here, and he was talking about some real shit, and it was clearly a very personal album for him because the whole second half was super personal, like by him and his whole career and everything, and
yeah, his government
um,
name.
his whole drinking sessions
Drinking Session,
song.
my favorite song. That's my number one
That's
favorite
super
song
dope song. I don't know if
on
it's
the
my
album.
favorite because I really fuck with "Ride with Me." I believe it
Oh
is
yeah, that's the one with the CeeLo.
Big Bun with Bun
Oh,
B.
Big Bun. Okay, CeeLo's Get Up to Get Down.
Get Up to Come Down is
To
CeeLo,
Come Down. Yeah, that's CeeLo. That
but
shit was
"Ride
hard.
with Me"
Oh,
was he bodied the verses. Like he's hungry, man. Like he's hungry, and he's free. He was independent on this one, 100%. And I just think like this is what he needs. Like this is the definitive thing that it's gonna definitely. I don't know if this is the album that's gonna automatically put him up there in people's opinions as like Kendrick and Cole. Like not people's, but like the mainstream people's opinions.
oh, the mainstream.
But
I don't know.
I think this is like the first step, major step he taken because he's had a lot of projects so far, and none of them have
Yeah.
caught on. I think are going to catch on as much as this one as is catching on
It's
right now.
ironic though that it happened right after he left the label. Like this is what he wanted to make, and they were like, "Nah." And then he was like, "All right, I'm
I
out."
mean, if the
And
label
now he put
heard,
it out.
he did an interview with Breakfast Club. He said they didn't even know he's making an album, and I think if they'd have heard this album, they might have not let him go, let him walk, man, because
But
this
that's
shit
a
was
trend
crazy.
right now. That's a trend right now. I think labels are sleeping on their signature artists because their older acts aren't popping while they're looking for a popping act. So they're like, oh, their buzz is cold. I don't know. Even though their buzz can just in ignite in an instant, you just gotta fuck with their like real talent. But they just don't foster it as
I
much
mean,
anymore.
that's because that's not what labels do no more. They don't develop people. They don't A&R. They don't promote. Like they expect the artists to have their own buzz and their own following
Right.
art by now,
You do
and
all
then
the
they just
work,
kind of
and I'll cut you
piggyback
in.
off of that. They don't actually they don't promote people like that no more. Like
Right.
labels are not the way to go nowadays.
Hmm.
Only reason I can see people going there is just because they throw money at them, but like they're really creatively, they're not the way to go, especially not now.
Right.
So, but this is I gave it a I think 4.5, I believe.
No, nice. That's high for Dario, y'all.
Give him 4.5.
4.5, pretty high.
I give him 4.5 because there's still some parts I didn't necessarily fuck with, but like the parts
What
I
were
fuck
those
with,
for
I
you?
really fuck
What
with.
were those? Tell me more
It was like
about
some of the
what you
slower
didn't fuck
stuff
with.
I can't even name because I skip them almost every time. Like,
Oh, on the Justin Scott side?
yeah,
You talking about the Justin Scott side? Oh, okay. I see you out here. I see you.
yeah, I might skip Miss Georgia Fornia.
Are you kidding me?
Nope. Pretty sure I skipped mixed messages.
I kind of skip missed messages because I get it
Like,
already.
it's
But
cool. You know, I know he's saying some shit on there. Just the production was just not, I was not fucking with me. And I was just like, nah.
but that's how I felt about 1999. No, I'm just kidding. Because I just felt bad. I just didn't want to hear it. But anyways, I don't
It was
know.
just, but this by far his best project, most complete project he's put out so far, and definitely what he needed to even be considered around, Crit. I mean Kendrick and Cole and Big Sean
Mm,
and people like that right now.
yeah.
Because to
No,
me, I don't
yeah.
think there's no reason he can't have the same sort of cult following, like hardcore fan following as J.
Hmm.
Cole.
Yeah, no. I think he does.
Nah,
Underground. He
nah.
just didn't have the massive. He doesn't have, well, he doesn't have as many
Cause
because a lot
Cole
of them
Cole got his
were.
hardcore, but it's still like
Cole's
mainstream.
hardcore came from Friday Night Lights. His
But
hardcore is
still,
from
like,
Friday Night
got
Lights.
mainstream though. Like, even when he don't even do mainstream shit, like everything he do is mainstream still. Like,
Now.
he still got that following. I mean, how else you sell it out, go platinum with no features and no, saying no promotion and
That
like,
sounds
nah.
outrageous. I still can't. It's so crazy. J. Cole did that.
That just shows you
He went
how
platinum with
crazy.
no features.
That shows you how crazy his following was. Like,
I'm pretty sure Nas was the last one to do that. Like, well, not maybe not the last one, but Nas did that. I don't know about rappers that.
I mean, I don't even know any albums that don't have features, so I can't really
That's what I'm
tell you.
saying. Like every album has a feature.
Because Nas had
Like
feature on Illmatic too, by the way. So it wasn't Nas.
no, on no, he didn't
Yeah, he did.
on Illmatic. Oh,
He had like one
talking
feature,
about
I believe.
there's a feature at the end. Oh wait, is that a feature? I'm trying to think. I have to listen to that again. I feel like there's one on like track 9 or something. Anyways, back to Crit. Final words. It was an epic album, and I loved it. I loved it. I play it every day still. Not the whole thing, but well, sometimes the whole thing. I was listening to it when I was making art the other day. That's my studio music right now. We're about to talk about my studio music of the week. Basically, we got Big Crit, and I don't know who we want to talk about next, but they might be in my studio playlist.
You can go ahead and jump into Cyhi. You probably gave it
Yeah.
more spins than I have.
Oh, I've been playing that Cyhi tough right now. Cyhi the Prince. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Cyhi the Prince is like the rapper we've been waiting for, kind of like he was out. Let's see. So he's a rapper from Atlanta, and he just dropped an album that's straight fire. It's called No Dope on Sundays. So I heard in an interview he was basically describing this album as tales of his life, like early on in his life. He's not talking about like right now and like I got money and blah blah blah. He's talking about like all the street shit that he used to go through and like kind of like coming up from that and shit. And it's such a good album. Like in terms of rapping this year, oh my god, there's been so many great rap albums. This is a crazy year of rap. I don't even know what to say about this year. It's hard because every time a new super dope rap album comes out, you want to like scale it against the ones that you already love, But it's just like you just love them all. Like Rhapsody's album, fucking cold. Obviously Hove, uh, Kendrick, Crit, uh, shit, forgetting people, but like that's what Cyhi made me think of was like those albums, like of the year. So I was like, okay, it's
So
just
you're
like
saying this
that.
is the album of the year?
No, it's not an album of. It's not the album of the year. It's not number one. But this might be a top five rap specific category album
Top five.
in rap this year. It might be.
Mm.
If you listen to it, bro. If
Mm.
the bars, he comes in with so many bars. Like in some of the bars go over my head. I had to listen to it like 4 spins to catch some of the double entendres and shit. Like
But
his wordplay is so nasty.
has anybody ever argued that he doesn't have bars? I've never heard that argument.
No, but his bars are just they're top tier.
They've
Like
never. That's not his problem.
I
Nobody's
know, but
ever.
so when we're
Nobody's
talking about,
look.
but
Nobody's
no,
ever argued that Cyhi does not have bars.
I know,
Everybody's problem is that they're not. That he doesn't make interesting enough music. This is what they're
but that's
saying.
what I'm saying. I'm coming back around to it. So basically, what I'm saying is this album is dope because like there's features on here that do their thing, but like it's Cyhi's album and he's the dominant force on the track. Just like Big K.R.I.T did with his track, except for maybe a few, like a few joints when you heard the feature and then you just wanted to go back to that song for the feature. On Cyhi's album, I kind of don't get that effect with the features on there. I still go to those songs for
Kanye.
Cyhi. Yeah, well, that side, I don't even honestly. That's like a almost doesn't need to be on the album kind of song. Like that song's like it was a. I don't know. It's dope though.
That was
It
the
was
most
dope.
buzz he built for the album. Was that song?
I mean, yeah, but that's because of clearance. Apparently, he said. Cyhi said that they were trying to get certain samples cleared, and that was the first one. That was the only one out of the ones they wanted to be singles that already had clearance. So they put it out for timing,
Nah, it's because of Kanye's verse.
obviously.
Because he was taking shots
But
at
that's
people.
but that's great. But that's great media training to say that it was because of clearance. I like
I
that.
mean, okay, so for me,
What else would be a single though? What would be your single if it wasn't that side?
I
As
don't
the
know.
first.
I mean, I'm not saying it shouldn't have been a single. I'm saying it should have been a single. You said that
Okay.
there's no guest features that you go back and listen to for the guest feature, but I feel like most people go back and listen for
Mm.
Kanye's part in that one.
I mean, the Two Chains joint was cool. Jagged Edge though, that don't know why. I really like that song. It was interesting because that was a sample. Oh, what's that sample?
Here's my thing.
Tupac. I think that
When
was a
people have been
Tupac sample.
when it's an album like this that people have been waiting for so long, it's impossible for it to be like as satisfactory as your expectations or as you hope. It
Oh
was
yeah,
good. It was good.
it was good.
I I I had to give it a couple more spins, but right now I can't say it was like
On the first listen though, I
great.
wasn't. I
I
wasn't
can't say it was
fully like,
great.
hey.
Nothing like just no like bars. Yeah, bar wise, always. But I'm not gonna say like there's my first couple listens that there were just songs that just like jumped out at me like oh shit like I gotta run this back like
Mm-hmm.
a couple times. It was good. It sounded like an album that has been in the works for years. That's been in the works for years and that have been adding and subtracting pieces this whole time and finally came out. Like that's what it sounded like. It sounded like that's what it was. And that's
Right.
exactly what happened.
Mm-hmm.
It sounded like something that has been worked on for years, where some pieces were there already, some pieces came later. Like
Mm-hmm.
it
Well,
didn't
New
sound like
Africa is an older song.
oh yeah, Ben heard that
Yeah.
long time ago. Why
Right.
he even put it on there, I don't know why.
I
But
was interested when I heard it on the album. I was like, "Oh, New Africa's on this!" Like that's what I said. I was like, "Huh?" But you know,
yeah, like that's the problem when an album takes so long is that you have so many like it can feel a little disjointed because you have stuff that was done so long ago that's been sitting there for so long, and then you have new stuff that it doesn't necessarily all feel like it was
hmm
as cohesive as an album as say like if you went in for 2 months and just knocked it out. Like,
facts. That's true. I'll agree with you on that. But here's
but
what I
it
gotta say.
but it was a good album, and of course he's got bars. But I'm not gonna say it's top 5. I can't say it's top 5 this year. I'll say I'm happy as fuck
out of
that it
all
came out.
albums, just in the rap.
I'm
category.
talking rap. I'm even talking rap.
You think? I mean, I know that's hard to say.
You got Kendrick, you got Jay, you got Rhapsody, you got K.R.I.T. Like that's already 4. And I didn't even really think about it. Like,
and
you still got like Run the Jewels,
and then there's Cyhi the Prince.
Are you like? Is Run the Jewels not a 2017 album?
Have you listened to the stories on Cyhi the Prince's album?
I'm asking, is Run the Jewels not a 2017 album?
Run the Jewels is hardcore, but Run the Jewels doesn't have the storytelling in it.
Run the Jewels.
Run the Jewels is nasty.
Give me Run the Jewels album over Cyhi.
Run the Jewels is nasty, like Eminem shit. Old shit was nasty. Like it wasn't shit. It wasn't no like learning from it shit. It wasn't no like that shit was vibes in heavy braggadocious. I'm showing you my fucking lyricism.
Have you? No, you clearly wasn't listening to what Killer Mike was talking about there.
Well, obviously Killer Mike was killing the shit.
And LP.
I'll say 5. I'll say 5 out of the.
They was talking about like political shit on there. What are you talking about?
Yeah, definitely. But the sliding, that's not the topic of the song. That's the topic.
So is this like your requirement now for?
No, what I'm saying is there's a caliber of an artist deciding to pick a topic for a whole song and an album and make it a concept versus
if I'm going for impact, immediacy, like
and topics
immediate impact,
songs that are on an album together. There's a different way of listening. There's music. It's different. I'm just saying,
you're bugging. It's not even better than 2 Chainz. Like, what are you talking about?
What? You're lying. You just
it's not better than 2 Chainz' Pretty Girls Like Trap Music. You're tripping, bro.
Nah. 2 Chainz got some fire on his shit.
Pretty Girls Like Trap Music is hard as fuck. What?
It's too soon. Cyhi just came out and I've been bumping this shit. I'm just telling you.
Right.
The songs that I've been listening to, Murder. Okay. I've been listening to Murder. Don't know why.
Don't act like 2 Chainz was snapping on that joint. Don't act like he wasn't. Not like stop,
2 Chainz killed that shit. He killed it. He killed it with a Cobra. Shout out to Access. Yo, he killed that shit. But at the same time, Cyhi killed this shit too. Cyhi just like it's heavy. It's hard to digest. It's so heavy.
I think your anticipation is like overshadowing like what's actually what it was.
Nah, I thought that's how I felt about Big K.R.I.T. I thought it was the same. I thought I was like my shit was like way
too. It's not better than Meek Mill wins and losses. What are you talking about?
Are you
what?
Kidding me?
What?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
No, I'm 100% on that one. How? How?
You just said you haven't had many spins.
I've given it 3 spins.
And you telling me some shit ain't as good as something you had like at least 30, like 300 spins on.
I didn't need
look. You know these songs by heart already now.
I ain't need no 3 spins on Run the Jewels to know how fire that was. I ain't need 3 spins to know Meek Mill's wins and losses was fire. I ain't need 3 spins to know 2 Chainz Pretty Girl Like was fire. I ain't need 3 spins on them.
I needed more than one.
That was first spin, and I knew it was fire.
I needed more than one on Meek.
Kendrick Lamar, I ain't need 3 spins to know that one was fire.
That shit, obviously. You didn't know on the intro.
I ain't need 3 spins. I ain't need 3 spins on Jay-Z 444 to know.
Dart, you're telling me that the intro of No Dope on Sundays doesn't let you know that the shit is fire? Hey, man's intro?
Does that apply to the whole album? No.
That's the intro. He's just setting the bar. So wherever he takes you, you already know what it is.
No. You know what? I'll take Logic Everybody over the album too.
Oh my god.
You caught up in the moment, dog. I'm telling you, you're caught up in the moment.
Bro.
Cause you're gonna pass over all these other 5 albums that came over for an album that you took 5 listens to just like be like, yeah, this is dope. Like, nah, bro. Like,
no, you're just not listening. I'm talking about lyrical content. I'm talking about rap
everything.
in terms of words.
I'm talking about everything.
I know, but you're not. You're talking about everything with more than just the lyrics considered. Like if
It's
I'm
gotta
listening
be
to
more than just
food,
the lyrics
I
considered. It's
want
an
the food
album.
too. I want the food too. I don't just want the vibe. I wanna actually hear some shit that's relatable, not some like yeah.
Meek be spitting some real yo. What did you talk about? Meek be spitting some real shit on his albums.
That
Yo,
was
like
his best album. That was Meek's best album. That's his best project.
yo, that's saying a lot after his last album, which was fire. So like, it ain't like he
His
been
last
putting out
album
whack
was
shit. Like, what
fire.
you mean?
But how you got beef with the nigga that's got your fucking first like biggest fucking single out?
That
Like
don't have nothing to do with how fire the
I know,
album
but it's
was.
hilarious and it makes him look foolish
It has
continuously.
nothing to do with how fire the album was.
Everybody came to that track for his feature. The
And the album was still fire. Like, yo,
album was still fire.
you
The
caught
album
up
was
in the
still
moment, dog.
fire.
I'm telling
It
you.
was fire.
I'm telling you, you caught up in the moment.
Okay. Okay. We'll see.
You can't
Hey,
top five? Like, yo, I'm like, nah,
yeah,
right?
it's
I
better
can't
than
do
me.
that.
It's better. I'll
I
give
can't.
you. Well, it better be in your top 10. It's in my top 5, but it better be in your top 10.
It'll probably make top 10, but top five, like, not. Like,
Yeah, man. That's okay. I know
I
you don't
ain't
fuck with
going for
Cyhi like
that.
that. I know you don't fuck with Cyhi like that. It's okay.
What?
Wait
No,
till.
I was
Hey,
like the first one to listen to Side. What?
I mean, yo, all I gotta say is I know Cyhi. Since Cyhi dropped the album, he's gonna drop. He's gonna drop in another 6 months at least.
Well, he gonna need to. I
At
tell you
least.
that. He gonna
I'm
need
telling
to.
you right now. He
Cause
he knows
cause
that,
this
and he
album's
will.
not good enough to just go and disappear over a year for it. It's not.
Well, he has a series. Cyhi has a series. He does a black like every February he does the Black History or whatever series now. So he's probably gonna put out an album for
Look,
February.
Cyhi is dope. The album was very good. But to say it is top five and that impacted you as much as these other albums is crazy.
Yes,
It's like, nah, right? Like,
you
no.
just haven't heard it yet.
I've heard it 3 times.
Yeah, but you're not listening for what I'm listening to. You're listening for other stuff. You're listening for what Run the Jewels gave you, and for what Crit gave you, and for what like Crit's on some other shit. He's not giving you what none of these other niggas gave us, because all of them are giving us their own shit. I'm just saying his shit's fire. But
I just
anyways, we
listen.
need to talk about
I
somebody
gave
else.
you Run the Jewels, Meek, 2 Chainz, Logic, Kendrick, J. Cole, Rhapsody, shit, and even Migos culture. Like, yo, like there's albums out here that I like.
Yeah. I hear you. I hear you. I feel you.
I can't give them that. You just hopped over everybody. Like, nah, because
I don't call those, but that's what's funny because like I don't call those. Some of those I don't even know if they're strictly rap because then I'm gonna have to talk about Tyler the Creator and his
he's rap.
album.
He's rap.
I
It's a
know, but
rap.
still their vibes aren't the same. Like there's a certain category I just like of rap. I'm just like I don't. I'm talking. That's hard to say. Cause then I would have to take Cyhi out of it. I would just have to be like, oh, okay, well, top 5 rap. If we're going off of that, then then Hope can't be on it because there's only 10 tracks. Cause I gotta go track by track now.
And you're gonna sit there and tell me that you can't listen to 444 front to back.
Oh, easily.
All right, so stop.
I
You
mean,
moving the goalpost.
I skipped a few songs.
Either way, dog. I think you caught up in the moment.
You don't skip anything on 444.
No, I can listen to it front to back.
But
I
you don't
have
skip
multiple
anything.
times.
There's no skippables.
Nah, I mean,
Okay.
not that I skip.
Oh, okay.
I
So
can throw it in the car and like
Okay.
don't lose interest.
Okay.
And this is coming from a guy who was super excited for Cyhi's first album. I was super pumped for his first album.
Yeah.
And then when it hit, it was like, yo, this is good. This is good. This is good.
I know what you mean. I'm
This
not
is
gonna
good.
lie. I know what you mean. But I'm
This
not.
is very good. I
But
can't like
honestly,
this
I
is
feel
very
like he
good.
didn't set him. I feel like he set himself up. I feel like he set himself up for success with this project.
I
I
think
feel
it's
like
a
he's
good
only gonna
first
go up
step.
from here.
It's a great first step that he's finally out. Like that's the biggest thing is he's
With a good
finally out.
project. Like if it was trash, then
Nah, I
it
ain't
would be
say it was
trash.
trash. I didn't say trash.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. He's in a great position. Hey,
I just don't think it's a
hey.
project that you can disappear a year for and not put out so another
But
project.
he's
Like you
not
can't.
going to.
You don't know that. It took him
I do know that.
what 6 years to put this one out.
This nigga's not disappearing for 6 months or a year.
It took him 6 years to get his first one out.
I know that.
Pusha T ain't even got his second one out, and that
Yeah,
shit,
but
first one was fucking incredible.
and it's gonna come out.
How long has it been? Like 4 years?
Pusha T. Hey, look. Mark my words. Pusha T is gonna drop an album by May.
And he the president of the label. Like
He's
and
gonna
he
drop an
can't even
album
get
by
his
May,
second album
bro.
out.
He's gonna drop an album by May.
He been talking about his second album for the last 2-3 years coming
But
out.
that's why he's
Like
the president. Cause I mean, shit. He's trying to
he
make
the
sure Cyhi
president
rolled out
can't
first.
come out.
He
So
ain't gonna roll out when Cyhi roll out.
all I'm saying
How did it
is
look if Pusha came out before Cyhi?
all I'm saying is your man's better not disappear for
Hey,
months. He can't. He
just wait
can't.
till
He ain't got that
February.
clout
Just
yet.
wait till February. We'll be
This
talking
album
about
ain't
him
gonna
again.
give him that clout yet to do that type of nonsense.
Shit's fire. This shit's fire. Anyways, what else we got?
So you off of that, huh? People,
Oh yeah.
tell me, am I right or am I tripping that Cyhi No Dope on Sundays was just a very good album? Or do you agree with Dries that it was a top 5 rap album
Please
of the
let
year?
us know.
Now think about this year. This year's been crazy. Top 5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it some more spins, and I'll let you know next show. But nah,
Yeah.
if it's gotta take me 5-10 spins to be like, yeah, man, like nah,
I'm telling you right now.
it ain't got that impact. But it did have that impact. Jaden Smith, Syre.
Jaden Smith, yes. But here's the thing. You can't just automatically intro him as higher than Cyhi right now.
I ain't say it. I ain't say it was
I
higher.
know, but you would who did though? Jaden,
You
don't do Cyhi like that. We intro Jaden.
You ain't gonna tell me that you ain't hear Syre the first time. It's like, yo.
Yeah, until I heard Lost Boy.
Let me hear that again,
Lost
bro.
Boy and felt like a Lost Boy, and then realized this is not just for a fucking. It's a different album, which I love. So it's just a different style of music, but not necessarily. It's Jaden killed it. Here, let me start over. Jaden Smith, Syre, which apparently is his middle name, and an alter ego in this concept album.
I thought it was just his alter ego. I didn't know it was his actual middle name.
Yeah. So that's a spoiler, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, Syre. So that shit, basically, this is like an alter ego, and apparently some of the tales and things he talks about that are like a little bit, I don't know, fantasy-esque are actually like...
But based on factual kind of...
Based on facts that have embellishments that are
like
supposed to,
because best artists, what all the best artists do.
Yeah, exactly. Like Logic did with his, a concept where there's like a storyline and these characters. Basically, he's kind of created Syre as a character.
It's very eccentric. Like he is. Like this is definitely like a Jaden Smith album. Like when you hear it, it's like this is kind of what you expect because he's super eccentric. Mm-hmm. And this is how it is, and it's like almost nonsensical at times. Like some of the shit he says, like his Twitter feed.
A lot of it was confusing because it was so artistic. Like Jaden did shit on this album that I don't see people do. No artists do this. Like some of the thing, and that's why I had to really look at it again. Like, wait, you did all of this in one album? Like, like I know it's not like the world's greatest album, but you did so much different new shit in it that even sounds like not that like his flow and like some of the production is brand new, but like just some of the things like the first four tracks spell blue, so it's like track one's B with Willow Smith coming in, and that when you play the album from the beginning, you're like, oh shit, Willow.
The first four, like they honestly feel like one song now.
Yeah, that's why it spells out one word. It's because like
Yeah.
it's like one song, and I thought that was really dope to do as an artist to show like how you could spread out ideas that are like a singular concept. And I was like, that could have been an EP. He could have put out a blue EP, like, like that's how dope that first.
Keep in mind, yo, this kid's only 19, bro.
Yeah, but he's been doing music for like 5 years or longer.
Longer than that, bro. His pops
Well, since he was a
Will
fucking
Smith.
child, he probably was beatboxing before he could talk. Like, honestly, we're gonna be real. Like,
He was in music forever, bro. His pops is Will Smith, dog. Like, come on.
yeah,
I saw interviews from when he was like 9, 10 years old, already freestyling. So like, you knew he had it.
exactly. That's why it's like Willow Smith. Like, she's on the first track. She already had a gold song, like a song that like is probably platinum by now. I don't
Platinum,
know,
bro. With my hair back and forth, that was platinum.
Yeah, and she took like a hiatus, but like, and she ain't even 18 yet. Like what?
She working, dog. I know she working.
You
I
can
know
be
she coming
platinum,
out something, too.
bro. I bet she got like a Solange kind of like she got like a Riri Solange feel, like a mix of that kind of vibe, like vocal.
Swag, man. They got swag. Look, that's one thing I will say. It as weird as he is, man, they carry their shit, man. They hella confident with it.
They are. It's dope.
This is the only way this album will work is the confidence. Sometimes it's all right. Sometimes it's a little over the top with the braggadocio and stuff. Like you ain't really proving yourself like that, dog. Like,
oh man, there were some moments where I was like, "Whoa, Jaden."
Like, yo, let's back this shit up. Let's get your first one out first, dog. Like, let's not forget you did do.
Yeah, he was like, "I'm the greatest."
That one movie he did with his pops, the last one, the terrible one.
What you talking about? The space one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. I don't even know. Nobody talks about that.
It was like afterlife, or it was something like
After Earth.
After Earth.
Yeah, yo, I didn't.
Like,
nobody saw that shit. Like,
I saw it. I'm like, hey,
you saw it? Oh, I didn't see it.
I saw it online. I had to.
I did not have to. I knew it looked trash. I watched the trailer and was like, nah, bro.
It's a giant. It's a giant cover for like Scientology. Let's just be like completely true like that. It's a giant advertisement for Scientology. But like,
oh man,
let's not. I'm like, yo, chill. Like, let's not forget you do have an After Earth, dog. Like, come on. Like, you ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not your pops. Your pops is an icon. Like, the song is dope.
Yeah.
But you're not there. Like, I was like, you're not
like
there yet. Your pops is an icon.
It's like, what do you mean you're walking? Like, hold up.
Yeah, like,
I was like,
there's a few moments I was like, all right, now.
You're the spawn of an icon living. Like, the first thing I thought of when I heard it was like, you're the spawn of an icon living. Like,
what's crazy is...
Or icons. Jaden's an icon.
What I brought up in my reaction is, this is a moment, dog. Like, this is a big moment for... Like, think about it. Can you think of any other black family that has like descendants, like basically like they're like he's like basically like royalty at this point? Like,
yeah,
can you think of anybody's like child like in any family that was this big, that was black, that is like big? To this point? Yeah, like that's to this point.
The Huxtables? No, I'm just kidding. There's nobody. Oh shit. No. Well, Tiny, T.I. and Tiny's kids, they got that group.
They're not this big, bro.
They're not this big, but they could be. They might.
This is the first. Nah, what I said. He's part of the first wave of like black like royalty, like him, the Obamas, like.
What about Tiana Taylor though? Line. Does she count?
Nah.
Okay.
Nah, there's different levels. This is like.
Yeah.
This is like him. Like him.
Jaden grew up beyond like any. Yeah, like
Like him, like the Obamas, like they're on like the Hilton twins like level.
Yeah,
Like maybe not
exactly.
money wise, but like status and like how people look
Hmm.
at them. Like
Yeah,
there's never been like black Hiltons. Like they're like Hilton
right.
status basically. So like they're like the first wave of this.
Yeah, the first
This is a
wave.
moment, dog. People don't really think about that, but I definitely think about it. Like, oh, that's crazy.
It's dope.
Like I used
And
to
he's
love your pops. Like, that's crazy.
and that's why I like that he's like giving props to Kendrick and also
Um.
saying positive shit. I just thought it
Okay.
was
So
weird. Also, he had to mention Kendrick twice, and I was like, that might be a little too much, like little guy.
did
It's
he
like,
even
Jaden,
curse
don't
in
say his
this
name too
album?
much, huh?
I don't even think he cursed in the album. Now I'm thinking about it.
Well, he mentioned that he had to stop cursing in that one. What was that song? Was it in
I
it?
don't.
What do you call
I can't even remember him cursing. But I did mention that his in my reaction, which went up today, his flow was surprisingly dope. Like he got a great flow. I'm not gonna lie.
it? Yeah.
The production is incredible on here.
Hmm.
He's got a great ear for beats,
Yeah.
and it's obvious that he's like a real student of hip hop and not just faking it.
Obvious. You know what's crazy? Childish Gambino was talking about Jaden's like just creativity years ago. Like, like when he was the younger kid, like he's like
Even
Jaden be in the studio with me and blah blah blah. Like, talking about me like Childish was talking about it.
Childish Gambino said was the first one to say that like he's like royalty, like black royalty
Yeah, that's
in his
right.
last
That's
mixtape.
right.
Um, like this whole new wave of like other kids, like minority kids and stuff coming
Hmm.
up, and like clearly he's been inspired by Kid Cudi, Kanye,
Yeah.
Childish more than like his pops.
Oh yeah.
You can
Definitely.
hear it like all in the beats, the way he like arranges things. Like it's very like Cudi and Kanye, like
Yeah. Definitely.
imitation wise.
The presentation's very Cudi and Kanye together. Like the Syre text is very Kanye.
And just the fact that he pulled it off to as well as he did is pretty fucking impressive. Like
Oh, I
for
was shocked.
first
I was like,
go
wait,
around
what?
about. Like I just listened to it front to back, and I was just like, yo, this is
It was a journey. It was such a
unexpected, bro.
good
And the way he melds all these different genres together, and like he switches from singing to rapping, like the
hmm.
kid's talented as fuck, man. Like people are gonna be hella skeptical and
Yeah.
cynical, but
Well, he's gonna get torn down for it a little bit,
yeah, I
but
mean that's gonna be just off of the fact of who he is and just
yeah.
his other shit, like his Twitter shit and like his just modeling and dresses and shit like this, like
Well, I mean, he
the
says
other
in one
weird
of his
shit he
songs
does.
too, like, ah, the that bar. Oh man, he had some verses. Cause he said something like about a purse. And like, I feel like I'm in prison. He's like, my securities need protection from the insecurities within, or something like that. Like it was just some like really cold introspective bars that he spit about some shit like that. And I was like, oh man, Jaden, okay, I see you out here. Like
Like the biggest thing
like.
about Jaden and like the album is like you never know like how serious is he taking this own shit that he's saying,
Mm-hmm.
And I think like he likes that shit, like fucking with people because they already no matter what they're gonna have something to say, like. So you never know. I personally don't think he's taking himself as seriously as some of the shit he says, like he does. And so I don't even like a 19-year-old kid, bro, that like grew up and your father is the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, dog. Like I couldn't even
Right.
imagine like having that pressure and like shit on you and like how would you turn out, like So
For real though.
this shit is this shit is dope, man. Like this is a
Yeah.
must listen. I would say like
Cause
there's
like
not
going back
much
to when I
else
was
out there
saying
like
like
it, bro.
he was doing shit that like nobody does. There's a song that says featured ASAP Rocky, right?
Yeah,
Breakfast. After the first listen, I like thought about it after it was kept going, and I was like, was ASAP Rocky on there? I didn't hear a verse, and then I had to play it again, and I realized he's in a vocal conversation. He's talking in a
Yeah.
distorted.
Then, yeah.
Yeah, so his voice is screwed and it's slowed down. And I was like, oh my God, that's his feature. Like nobody, like who puts a monologue, sort of like a intro type thing in the middle of a
I mean,
song.
his only real features are Rari and Will Smith, and Willow doesn't even get credit on there. I don't know.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like Willow does her name not even on B, and then like ASAP Rocky doesn't do a rap verse, and he just talks, and you can barely hear what he's saying, but he's featured on it. And the reason why is because he says, "Hey Flacco, let me play you something," and then he spits real hard for like a good 16, and like it cuts into something else. Like it was crazy. It was a weird.
Well, like this is like for as like eccentric and weird and like just mismatch of sounds, and this is like the embodiment of like his generation though, like and like the music they're into and like their whole style and shit. Like this
Oh
is
yeah,
basically it.
he's basically regurgitating the generation he comes from. Like everything popular
Like for me,
about
like this completely embodies like that whole kid, that whole age range,
that whole wave. Yeah, everything about it. He's got it
but like
all.
to an extremely high level, not like on some little pump
Like a
shit. Like
yeah, like a critiqued level, like a level that's like actually really well catered and like more specific. It doesn't look sloppy in areas. Like it doesn't look sloppy at all. It
no,
hits very well. Even though there are moments when I was a little bit lost, I realized it was on purpose. Like as an artist, I
yeah, he
can like
wanders. Like he just wanders.
yeah. So I was like, okay, and then I was like, so then I had to think about the concept of Syre, and I was realizing this is sort of playing into the character and telling and being a little bit more telling. But at the same time, I mean, hey, I still play it every day too, just as much as all these other albums I've been talking about.
Like
Um,
Lost Boy, Fallen, like he got some shit on here, dog. Like
I mean,
I'm impressed, man. I was unexpected.
yeah, Falcons,
I
Cold
was
with
completely
Rari.
ready to ether uh
What do you think about the
the
Batman
album.
song?
Dope.
Yeah, remember
As
the
much as
video?
I want
Because
to,
I didn't know that
I
was a
already talked
single for
about the
the
video.
album. I thought he just dropped it. Like I thought he was just
Yeah,
gonna
I
drop
thought it
some
was just
shit.
a loose video.
Yeah,
No, like when I've reacted to the video. When I first reacted, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then like
right.
I was like, "Yo, this shit's catchy as fuck." Like I'm not gonna lie,
Yeah,
like
Batman, Batman, Batman.
that beat is hard too. So like, nah, I like as much as you want to hate the kid just because he does some weird fucking shit sometimes. Want to hate on him for being, just him.
Mhm.
uh, I couldn't, dog. Like this shit is fire,
Yeah, man, it's fire. It's fire.
and he's got actual talent, not on some like I can just pay for good beats type shit. Like nah,
Yeah,
like
my
he
only
knows what the fuck he's doing.
yeah. The only thing I thought of at the end of it was like, I wish he was older, so his content would be on
Nah,
my
he's.
level.
I mean, his content's on perfectly on par for
I
his
know
age,
it
bro.
is, but I'm just saying like it's a youthful exuberance that
Super.
I just want
So
that
like
flavor with an older person. Like
he ain't
nobody
there yet.
nobody older than him has this flavor.
He talks like like when I was thinking about it, like then like yo, he was rapping about shit like he raps like a 19-year-old, like he's talking like a 19-year-old. Like of course he would say some
Exactly.
shit like this, like
Yeah,
so I can't
nobody
even
can
hold
say
him.
it. No, you
So I can't
can't.
even like hold it against him because like of course you fucking 19. This is what you supposed to say. You supposed
Right.
to say dumb shit like this and think dumb shit like this. Like duh.
Yeah.
Especially when you 19 and you ain't never had to worry about nothing in your life. You think about some dumb shit for sure.
Yeah, all the misfits like hop into the Lambo or what did he say? The Tesla? I don't know what it was. I forgot the bar.
Tesla.
Tesla, yeah. But like just little sneak bars that are just like weird and interesting, but like
But it's like, yo, this is when you 19 and you like got the whole world at your feet. Like you gonna think about the dumb shit, bro. Like you ain't like
I mean it's dope because the way he's plugging his brand, the Misfits brand is really dope too, cuz think about that.
He's saying
Like,
it's his label.
yeah,
So
because so think about how many artists out right now who have clothing label brands that are actually doing anything like that. Jaden's kind of real big talk right now with that. Like Kanye's
if he
pretty much the
decided to
only
come
other
out with
one.
like clothing, he'll kill all the other rappers because he already in the fashion shit.
Yeah.
Even
So
though he
that's what I'm
wants to
saying. When he gets
dress.
older, Jaden's gonna be the man. Jaden might come out with some shit that's like the new Jordan on the streets. Like niggas gonna be killing each other for Jaden.
This is a new age, bruh. This is the first of the kind. Like this is royalty, bruh. Like
Yeah.
Syre's like the perfect name. Like he's
No, that's what
royalty.
I'm saying. It's so dope. It's so dope. But
And
Syre as a lost boy.
he kind of acknowledges it though. Like he's not naive to a situation,
Hmm.
which is like dope to hear.
Right.
Because a lot of people like that are that well off in that type of situation, they don't even like acknowledge it. Like
Hmm.
he fully acknowledges it and like talks about it and shit. So like, nah, man, like this. I was taken aback, man. I was definitely taken aback, and
I
I was
mean, he
like, this
got
is
some
fucking
dope
dope.
ass features, like samples. I heard a couple songs and I was like, wait, what's that sample from? Like some of these people this year with their samples, they're pulling some shit out.
Nah, his
Like
production was
Jaden
fucking
got
A
some
one, bro.
production. He got some samples from the '70s, dog. Like he got some cold shit in here that just mixed
Production was
together.
A1. Production was definitely A1.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So yeah, I mean, that's what we've been listening to. Last thing we probably talk about is just for a little quick minutes. Probably been talking about to death is well, no pun intended. Lil Peep.
Lil Peep. Hey, condolences to the family of Lil Peep. I just want to say, you know, nobody wants to hear news about a death.
Yeah,
Um, and and also I'd like to have a disclaimer just in case I do say anything inappropriate. It's because I got
because
off
that's
work
what you do.
today. It's been a long day, and
Because
sometimes
that's what you
sometimes
do.
crazy shit slides out of my
Talks.
mouth.
That's what he does,
I
folks.
say I talk shit sometimes.
Don't let
Sometimes I
him
say
weasel
something
out of this.
crazy, and I'm like, you know what? That's what's up, though. Leave it. I'm gonna leave it there. But anyways, Lil Peep, that shit is crazy. That's like
I'm not gonna
it's
lie. I didn't know who Lil Peep was like that.
yeah,
I just assumed he's one of these little fuckers
yeah.
running around. I first of all I thought it was Lil Pump first,
Nah, two different
and then it
homies.
was like no, it's a different Lil.
Exactly.
So, but I went and checked the shit
It's good.
after the fact, dog, and I was like,
It's
he's
just
kind of dope. He was kind of fucking dope, bro.
Lil Peep was dope. Like his music was
It
better
was
than
on some like Incubus Linkin Park type shit.
bruh.
Like
His music was he. I was like he. Oh
he could have been big, bro. I'm
yeah
not gonna lie.
yeah
Definitely had the whole image. He had the sound. Like
yeah.
he knew what he was doing.
It's crazy.
Um. So definitely rest in peace to him. I didn't catch on until after the fact
Yeah,
because
and know it
these
was kind of
names.
weird to me. I was looking online because obviously we like music heads and we looking for music and stuff. I was looking for music, and the day after all the announcement of his death and everything, there was a song on the on online that there was like a suicide, like it was like Lil Peep after like and it was called like Slit My Wrist or something, and I was like so appalled I couldn't even click on it to listen to it, so I haven't heard it yet, but it was like some shit like it was just weird timing that people would still like slide some shit out that's fucking like it's titled some death shit and it's his song like right after like it was just awkward. And
Yeah, I
then
mean he always kind of played with that emo aesthetic though, but I don't think from what I'm hearing is that it was accidental. Like he was
yeah,
just
I
taking
mean,
way
but
too much shit.
it's always
Um,
gonna be accident. An overdose is always gonna be accidental. While like he's trying to do it heavy. He's
I
still trying
will
to like get away, just not all the way.
I will say that this is opened a much needed conversation about drugs and hip hop and like the messaging and shit, and like people are like trying to draw a line now
Hmm.
uh, between people that definitely capitalize on drugs and like promote it and and everything they do and shit like that for their image.
Yeah.
And then people who are against it, like you got Russ, who's going pretty hard against people promoting what he considers like drug use and shit like that. And then
you got
other
a
people
virtual
like,
Twitter war recently.
Yeah, so
right
like
after,
a line's
people
definitely
thought
being drawn in hip hop right now.
Using Lil Peep as an opportunity.
Yeah, but
what he really was saying was like,
before.
I've been saying this forever. Why aren't you listening to me? Like basically, kind of like what's the sentiment?
I mean, you know how I feel about pills and shit like that. Shit's corny as fuck, and like the fact that a lot of these rappers are promoting this shit.
Yeah,
it's whack as fuck.
Like I've tried that shit before. I'll be honest. I tried it, and what I realized was that shit was dangerous. I was like, my whole body, like your whole shit, because like the thing is, lean isn't just pills, and like people mix more than just the one thing. Like when you talking about like double cup, blah blah blah, they're mixing stuff together. People sometimes they put Everclear in with their codeine, so they have the strongest liquor mixed in with the strongest fucking like whatever the shits. Like it's crazy. Like medicines they mixing. So it's like, don't do that. That's so easy to kill yourself. Your body's trying to do too much. Like you can't do that.
Nah, I mean, I'm not gonna I'm not against users. Do whatever you do, but like the fact, my thing is more like the whole promotion of it and shit. Like. Especially when it's so blatant, dog. Like with Future, like I fuck with Future, but he don't even do the shit he be rapping about. Like
not anymore.
But every song's about lean and Xans and shit like this. But like you don't even do the shit.
What about
so
Post
you think
Malone?
These kids listening to you is gonna do? Post Malone too, but he like Post Malone is the definition of Future, bro. Come on, dog. 21 does the shit.
The number one song in America is.
It's just.
I
don't fuck with it. I think that shit's whack, bro.
I've been popping pills. I've been popping pills.
Cool, bro. Like you know, it's just there's a point. There comes a point, man, where shit shouldn't be cool. Like, but people think like I'm just an artist, not a role model. But everybody knows that when you listen to music, at some point you're influenced by it. Like when you're a kid, like maybe they're not, you know, they're not the people telling you what to do. You still gotta make your own decisions.
I mean, there's people who don't party that much that are like, 16, 17. When they get 18, they hit college. They're trying to figure out partying. So they go out and they do new things. And they're going to do the shit that looks cool. And that's how that starts. Partying is a gateway drug, not a drug. Like,
I just think there's a line, There's definitely a line I think has been going really hard in one direction for a while.
The promotion, I will say that's one thing that should probably be a priority is just how to handle the image of that thing. Let's not glorify it anymore. Like let's if we're gonna talk about what we do in our personal time, then do something introspective and not just like, hey.
I mean, before it started out, it's like, damn, like. Talking about drugs, like you're doing it, but in a fucked up way. Like you're doing it because of situations and blah blah blah. And now it's like I'm trying to have fun. I'm trying to turn up. So I'm popping Xans and doing.
But lean doesn't. Yeah, lean and stuff like that, and codeine and Xans. Those are like the opposite of what you want to take if you want. like the people, like they're literally telling themselves to like slow down and relax and also amp up at the same time. So they're not just taking that. They're giving themselves something to slow them down. Then they're taking something else to push them right the back up so that they can bounce and have this fucking time of their lives. And that shit is so hard. Like, but I'm not saying, hey, don't have the time. Don't do what you think you're comfortable doing. But at the same time, don't glorify it on social media or just promotional platforms.
I just don't think it's worth it, dog. Like I'm sure if you could ask him, he'd rather be here than doing that shit. Like for real. Yeah. So at the end of the day, like basically you're doing heroin. Like let's be honest, like the type of shit. Like shit.
People have these.
It's basically heroin, but even stronger, bro.
Exactly.
So like, for some reason, pills don't get looked at in the same way, but that's basically fucking heroin in like the strongest possible form. Yeah. So I mean, I just think that it needs to be thought about, man. Like it's sad. It's always sad when somebody like that, promising,
Mm.
pass away in such a in such an avoidable way. Like it didn't have to
Yeah,
happen.
like
That's
it
the
almost
fucked
reminds
up
me of
part.
Lil Snoop a little bit.
Yeah, but at least in those instances, that was like due to another party, though. Like this is
Yeah, there
like
was violence involved
self.
in that one. That
Yeah,
little
this is
Lil
like
Snoop was way like his situation was so heartbreaking. But like,
that's a whole another show talking about like gun violence
but
and gun violence in
that's what I'm
general
saying. The
in
promotion though
hip
is the
hop.
same.
But
Like drugs and guns are what they promote. They're both these things we promote in the industry.
yeah, yeah. But if you're talking about guns, that's gonna be like a whole another show about gun violence and
Of
like shit and
course,
like.
yeah,
But either way, like man, like just be careful out there, man. Don't listen to everything these fucking rappers are talking about because trust me, they doing it
hmm
to promote and whatever is hot and whatever kids they think want to hear and shit. So
yeah,
definitely avoidable, man. And RP to Lil Peep. I ain't catch on until after, but
yeah,
man, had potential, dog. And that's just fucked up to see any
yeah. It
time, especially
is
when it's something that should not have happened like that. So,
right. It's just crazy
but
that it's like surged up and like it's popular right now. Like, because it's always ever since there were pills, it's pretty much happened. Like that's the whole thing with Quaaludes back in the back in the day, and like just these things, these pills you could pop. So people had a pill craze. It's just all of a sudden it's back like it was with the Quaalude days where you
I'm
could
not
just
gonna say
pop them.
drugs ain't never been. Drugs have always been a part of music and just our culture, like always been a
Hmm
problem. But at this point, like the way people so nonchalantly talk about it is getting out of hand.
Yeah.
But let's wrap it up. That's it for our topics that we want to discuss. I want to end things talking about upcoming albums for what's today, November
23rd
23rd.
for
So
you, 22nd for me.
upcoming. Noah Gallagher and his High Flying Birds, Who Built the Moon.
Hmm.
Uh, Miguel, well, that's coming out, well, the 24th, so Friday.
Oh,
Then
that's
December
this
1st, we
Friday.
got, yeah, that's this Friday. And then December 1st, we got Miguel, War and Leisure, and U2, Songs of Experience.
Mm.
So, three big, three big albums coming up in the next, week or so. Most people don't like to drop around this time, but
Mm.
that's the last three before probably the end of the year and next year, big ones. So check those out.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I
that's it
mean, we'll
for
see.
yeah.
You
I
know
mean,
how
there's
Run the
always
Jewels just
surprises.
slid in there. We didn't know Run the Jewels was gonna drop like that, and they did
There's
that.
always surprises, but listing wise, that's what's listed. That's what's coming up. So
Facts.
be on the lookout for those.
Be on the lookout. Thanks
Um,
again, y'all.
thanks for listening. This will be going up after Thanksgiving, but man, I hope y'all had a happy Thanksgiving and enjoy time with family. Blah blah blah. Let me know. Let us know what you thought about today's topics. Tell the Reese that I'm right. Um,
Stop it. Cyhi top five.
yeah, yeah. Tell the Reese that I'm
Tell
right.
Dario.
But that's it for Music Files, November 22nd or 23rd, depending on what time you're listening. And we'll be back with another show in a couple of weeks. But that's it for today. Peace.
Peace, y'all.